You've signed your franchise agreement. You're now a business owner. Congratulations! Now what? So you said yes, you signed your franchise agreement, you wired your funds, and now what do? Except panic! In this video, I want to talk about what happens from signing to opening your doors. I'm going to cover the logistics, like what do you actually have to do, the approximate time frame, and the emotions that most people will go through. Before I get into what to expect, I want to personally ask you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm pushing out a lot of content every week, so if you ring that bell, you'll also get notified every time a new video comes out. Let's talk about the logistics of what do you have to do after you sign your franchise agreement in order to get your doors open. It really depends on the business that you've invested in. The first thing you have to do after you say yes to your dream business is celebrate the moment. You have to celebrate. This is one of the biggest achievements most people will make in their life, and I don't want the moment to go by without some sort of celebration. And then after the celebration, you know what's going to happen? The nerves are going to kick in. The buyer's remorse is going to kick in. The feeling of, oh my God, what have we done? And that's why really good franchisors are immediately going to take you by the hand and lead you into the first phase of ownership, which for a lot of companies will be training. But it depends. If you've invested in a real estate-based franchise, the first thing you may do is immediately get in contact with the real estate team so they can begin helping you to find that perfect location. If you've invested in a franchise that does not require real estate, that maybe runs from a home-based office, some sort of service organization, the first thing that you may do is go right into training. Most franchisors offer training to their franchisees. Usually, there'll be some sort of at-home training program, followed by a week or so of training in the corporate office. In addition to that, there may be field support people that come out to your location to help you as you're ramping up those first few days. But logistically, the things that you'll be focused on will be training, finding a location, ordering trucks or vehicles, anything that's really in that initial startup package that enables you to be open for business. Those are the things that you'll be focused on. If you completed proper due diligence before you said yes, which I'm assuming you did in order to get to this moment, you probably know exactly what you're going to be doing. And I know many of my candidates start working on these type of details even before their discovery day, when they're leaning really into that franchise, assuming that the discovery day is only going to make them more confident of the decision they feel they've already made. The next thing I want to talk about is the timeline. When you start a business, the one thing I want to stress is you have to be patient. Nothing is going to happen overnight. During your due diligence process, no doubt you spoke to several franchise owners, and hopefully you asked those franchisees what their timeline looked like from signing their franchise agreement to getting their first location open. So you have an approximate time frame in your mind of what to expect. There is this feeling that the day after you say yes or you sign your franchise agreement, that your entire life changes. And really, nothing could be further from the truth. After you sign the franchise agreement, what will change is your emotions, but physically, nothing really changes that following day. It's a process. So the timeline from signing your franchise agreement to opening your business will vary depending on the business. If you're looking for real estate, then you have to give your market time. Sometimes real estate takes 3 or 4 months to find. Sometimes it takes 8 to 10 months to find or more. But again, that time frame should be validated during your due diligence process through the existing franchise owners by understanding what their timeline was like. Once you've secured your location, you then have to construct the store. And so again, that could be another 1 or 2 months before you're fully ready to be open. If you've invested in a service organization that does not require real estate, the timeline will be very, very different. You may sign your franchise agreement and go immediately into some sort of at-home training program that will then prepare you for a week-long classroom training. During that pre-training period, you may be setting up your office, you may be getting a commercial vehicle, you may be doing all of the things that you need to do so that the day that you come back from classroom training, you are ready to be open for business. And that time frame may be more like 30 days to maybe 3 or 4 months. Again, just depending on the complexity of the training that would be required. Do you need any licensing? Do you have to order any commercial vehicles? All of those things will have timelines associated with them that hopefully you were able to validate prior to saying yes, so that your expectation could be set. The last thing I want to talk about is your emotions, and this is perhaps the most important part of this video. It is very normal that after you sign your franchise agreement, you're going to get on this roller coaster of, I can't believe I did this. I'm so excited I did it. I can't believe I did it. I'm so excited I did it. So you're going up and down and up and down and up and down. If you have gone through your validation process and you've worked with an experienced franchise consultant, you may have been able to level out that roller coaster ride already prior to saying yes. But sometimes if you don't feel that roller coaster ride until you say yes, the ride after you say yes can be a wild one. But it doesn't have to be. The way to control that emotional roller coaster is to keep your goals and dreams right in front of you. The things that you can control always when you own a business are your goals and dreams and your mindset. And now would be the best time to start disciplining yourself, to take control of your mind, to set those goals in front of you, and to keep focusing on what you're trying to accomplish through this business. The more you stay focused on why you're doing this and stay open and coachable to learning what the franchisor has to teach you, the easier this process will be for you and for the franchisor. Every franchise business has its own startup time frame. The best way to know what to expect is to ask the questions during your due diligence process. If you are ready to begin your own franchise investigation so that you can say yes and have a grand opening day, I want to be your daily coach. Please leave a comment below or reach directly out to the Daily Coach.